Did you know that 1 in 5 people claim to have experienced a ghostly encounter in their home? And for the residents of this particular townhouse, the encounters have been anything but friendly. The townhouse was unassuming a row home tucked in a quiet neighborhood, yet notorious among locals. Strange stories circulated, warning of the unsettling happenings within. Lights flickered, shadows moved without a source, and if you listen closely, the low, mournful whispers of someone unseen filled the silence. It had been vacant for years, but its secrets seemed to be waiting, lurking for the next visitor brave or foolish enough to enter. It started with rumors. Neighbors talked of faint screams in the night, strange shadows flitting across the curtained windows, and an overwhelming feeling of dread that hung over the property like a dark cloud. Former tenants had moved out suddenly, leaving behind belongings and cryptic stories of voices that called to them in the dead of night. The townhouse, once warm and lively, now stood cold and hollow, emanating a presence that no one could explain. A couple of urban explorers decided to uncover the truth behind the haunting. Armed with cameras and audio recorders, they set out one stormy evening, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. The storm raged around them as they approached the house, thunder crashing as if warning them away. Inside, the house felt like a time capsule. Old furniture lay draped with dusty sheets, and faded family portraits hung crooked on the walls. But more chilling than the relics of a bygone era was the air. It was heavy, thick with an unnatural cold that seemed to wrap itself around their bones. Every step they took echoed in the empty rooms, and every creak of the floorboards felt like a warning. The explorers split up, each documenting their journey through the townhouse. One ventured into the basement, the other climbed the narrow, creaky stairs to the second floor. In the basement, there were scorch marks along the walls and strange symbols etched into the stone signs of an unsettling ritual, perhaps. The faint smell of sulfur filled the air, and it was only after a few minutes that the explorer realized he was hearing something, a low rhythmic chanting that seemed to rise from the very foundation of the house. Upstairs, the other explorer found something equally disturbing. Children's toys, abandoned yet neatly arranged in a circle on the floor, as if waiting for playtime. A mirror hung across from the circle, smeared with handprints too small to belong to any adult. She felt a chill and backed away, only to hear the floorboards creak behind her. She turned, but there was no one there. The explorers reconvened on the ground floor, visibly shaken. Static filled the recorder, and then faintly a response. A voice, distorted but unmistakable, whispered, "Why did you come here?" The explorers exchanged glances, fear etched into their expressions. What happened in this house? For a few seconds, nothing but static. Suddenly, a shriek filled the room, captured by the recorder but inaudible to their ears. Shadows danced around them, and in the dim light, they both saw a dark figure standing at the end of the hallway, watching them. Its form was blurry, almost as if it were dissolving in and out of reality, but its eyes shone with an unnatural, piercing light. The figure took a step forward, then another. Panicking, they stumbled backward, dropping the BP recorder in their haste. The last thing it recorded was a chilling phrase, uttered in a voice neither of them recognized. "You'll never leave." They ran, fleeing from the townhouse as the storm raged around them. Thunder rolled and lightning flashed, illuminating the darkened windows. Just as they reached the street, they looked back at the house, hoping that whatever they had seen was a trick of the mind, a shadow cast by the storm. But the figure stood there, watching them from the window, its face twisted into a ghastly smile. The explorers left that night, but they knew they'd encountered something beyond their understanding. The recordings they recovered were chilling evidence of something sinister, but no explanation could capture the true horror they'd felt inside those walls. Was the townhouse haunted? Every sign pointed to yes, yet no amount of evidence seemed enough to answer the dark mystery it held. Have you ever encountered something you couldn't explain? Share your own ghost stories in the comments below. And for more eerie tales of haunted places, be sure to check out our next video if you dare.